It's just public.
Yeah, I just did public.
Okay.
I don't know what the private is.
It is 5 o'clock, and we're going to call to order our September 11th, 2025 West Fargo Library Board meeting. We are looking for an approval of the order of the agenda. Nope, I'm going to do attendance first, sorry. Robin,
Here.
Tony,
Here.
Tyler,
Here.
Sarah,
Here.
and I am here. Thank you. Next, we are looking for approval of the order of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Order of agenda passes. We do not have any public comment, so we will move for approval of the consent agenda, which includes the approval of minutes and the approval of financial reports.
I'll move to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion passes. We do have our regular agenda up. First part is just reviewing some old business, and I think maybe an update on that with our preliminary budget update.
Thank you, Board. Since our last meeting, just a small change to our preliminary budget as we move closer towards our final budget. In our furniture and equipment non-depreciated line, we did find a small error. There was an amount in that line that had been carried forward from the previous year when we were budgeting expenses. That was carried forward by mistake. So when we originally were projecting out our costs for fiscal year '26, we had kept our collection lines flat in an effort to be in line with the efforts of the city in trying to keep all budget lines as low as possible. This was really probably a mistake because, as you know, the cost of materials go up every year. So really, in keeping those budget lines flat, that means we're buying less materials. So what we've done is to move that amount that was left in that furniture line by mistake into some of our collection lines, and we allocated those amounts based on the circulation statistics for the different lines. So based on how those lines are moving, how much our residents are checking out those different materials, that's how we divided that out amongst those two lines. So you can see the amounts there. We put $3,000 into e-resources and $5,079 into books. Any questions from the board about that change?
Any questions? It's not an action item, but just an update.
Just an update. We will be, of course, bringing the draft of a final budget before you for your approval. So this is just letting you know this is a change that will be coming forward in that draft.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have our Summer Boost Impact Report.
So joining me today is Lauren, our Youth Services Manager, and I will turn this over to her. I'm going to put this in a different mode for you. There you go. You should have used your keys.
Okay, perfect. All right, hello, everyone. I'm going to do a quick kind of overview of our past summer this year. Each year we have a different theme with our summer. It helps guide staff in kind of planning out events and also getting fun excitement from our patrons. This year's theme was Color Our World, which was a lot of fun for both staff and patrons. We had a lot of programs around artistic expression, creativity, and using colors in lots of fun, creative ways. Everything from our STEM lessons had color theory and things like that to our story times had a weekly color theme that they were built around. Looking a little closer at our summer reading challenge, we have a reading challenge for all ages, from right away at 0 years old all the way up to our oldest patrons in the community. We had a great turnout again this year. We had 678 total readers in our challenge, with almost 526,000 minutes read, so lots of reading happening. We also had 76% of our participants actively engaging. So that means that they're actually doing the reading, they're at least logging a little bit of reading or crossing off those activities. So they're not just signing up, they're really engaged with our program. Looking a little closer at that, our largest group is those kids ages 6 to 11, which is kind of our big core group that we try to hit. Those are the kids that really struggle with that summer learning loss, so we really try to encourage the reading throughout the summer to help with that. So it's great to see that kind of continue to be that big group. But our next closest group is actually our adults, with 179 participants, which is great to see. Some adults are just doing it on their own, but we also have a lot of parents and families who are modeling that reading for their children as well. So kind of engagement for all ages around there. Looking at our events and programs, we had another awesome steady return of people participating in library events this year, and also reaching out to community members outside of the library. We had nearly 3,600 people coming to the library for programs this year, which was awesome to see. Another great thing is that we didn't have our usual big drop-off in July and August. Traditionally, you have really high numbers in June, and it kind of drops off as summer picks up. This year, we had steady numbers all summer long, so that was wonderful. Our engagement stayed high from June all the way to August. Looking a little closer at our youth programs, we followed a similar structure to last year, where we had weekly craft event, STEM event, and story times for kids. We also had teen events every couple weeks as well. Our craft events averaged out about 45 people in attendance each week. STEM saw 31, and our story time saw 37. And then teens, a little bit smaller group, but we had about 5 each week, or each session for those as well. Looking a little closer at some of our fun events this year, to the left was our craft program one summer. This year we got to use the gym at the school, which was actually really great for us because we were able to spread out. 45 to 60 people in our rooms get a little tight and cramped, so the gym was really great. Families were able to spread out, have a little room to get messy and creative. In the middle is a picture from our Pokemon-inspired planter programs for teens, which was really great to see. They were very creative and really had a lot of artistic ability, which was really surprising and fun to see there. And to the right is an example from one of our particularly messy story time days. I believe that was purple monsters they were making that week. So lots of fun there. Story times still are probably our most popular recurring weekly events. This summer we actually expanded to offer two teeter-tot story time sessions. So our toddler groups are probably our biggest group there. So we had 4 weekly story times, seeing anywhere from 35 to 50 people each session of those, not just each week, but each session. Looking ahead to our adult programs. Adult programs also saw a huge turnout this summer and even up from last year. Our Monday matinee screenings actually had to expand to 2 sessions this year because we got such full rooms almost every week kind of leading up to summer. We had our book clubs and writing circles continue. A big event this year was our puzzle-off competition, which had 2 full rooms of teams competing for puzzles. And then some of our highlighted events there, the Bedazzle book event, we had an overflow of room. Same with the art heist escape room and the watercolor class. A little closer here, the picture on the left is an example from our watercolor class. So Erin, one of our staff members, led a full room in step-by-step basics of a watercolor picture. To the right is one of our successful groups who successfully completed the art heist and escaped the room without getting caught. All right, moving on to kind of off-site with the library, outside of our main buildings there. This summer was our first full session with the new library on wheels. It was a really wonderful transition this year. Staff found it a lot more efficient and less strenuous for our team members out there. what used to take 15, 20 to 25 minutes of setup, really heavy lifting of crates from different areas, heavy boxes, is now maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes max of setup. And we're still able to take out the same core components, like our books for all ages, games and activities, and our circulation desk. So same elements, but much more efficient and successful for staff. A little closer at our route this summer. We had another successful summer with our route. This year we made some adjustments. We focused on 3 weekly evening stops, kind of trying to hit all different areas of West Fargo. So we had Goldenwood up north, we had Maplewood kind of more in the middle of West Fargo, and Dakota towards the south end of town. A big shift we made this year was to include monthly stops to 3 elementary schools to try to help support West Fargo Public Schools and their summer library programs that way. We saw pretty steady engagement out at our stops, Dakota Park probably being our most well-attended one on the south side of town. We also saw high engagement with our just library services out there, so we averaged 36 books checked out per stop. When you look at 22 average visitors, they're checking out a few books every time they come see us. This picture here has a little closer look at the new setup there. So those are our carts we have out with us now. We have 3 of those that we fill up with different levels of reading. They're a little easier for staff to maneuver, staff to refresh, bring into the library, change out for fresh materials. It's also easier for all ages to browse. So we have some that are kind of bin style where you can flip through for little ones, also taller shelves for taller people to look through as well. The Library on Wheels was also out and about in the community a lot. So we popped up at the West Fargo Street Fair, Prairie Public Be My Neighbor event, Pride in the Park, and a number of back-to-school events too. So we engaged with a lot of community members at different locations throughout the summer. We also had programs for all ages, so kind of larger gatherings for community members. We had our summer kickoff party to start summer, had our end of summer celebration, and we also had the Popcorn Theater group out to do a production of Wizard of Oz. That one was great. We had over 100 people there to see kind of a youth-friendly production of Wizard of Oz. We also were able to, with the picture on the right there, to have the model train enthusiasts out again this year, which is always a big draw, kind of spread the love of kind of a unique hobby, and kids aren't always able to experience that. So that was really great to see. And the more traditional library services were also up this summer. Our visits to the library were up a bit throughout the summer from last year. We made 926 cards this summer, so new patrons coming to us. We also were up by over 2,000 circulations as well. So books are still being checked out quite a bit, both digital and in person. And all of this is accomplished by our wonderful, hardworking staff who are kind of dedicated to creating these exciting programs and assist people in using both the library services and kind of meeting them where they're at. And we saw that with a number of positive responses throughout the summer about our programs listed right up there. And that's all I got for you.
Perfect, thank you.
Yes.
What wonderful pictures, but also statistics of how well the summer went. Are there any questions?
I did have a question. What was your name again?
Lauren, nephew.
Lauren? Nice to meet you. I just think that all of these different types of summer, getting out into the community, I think that these are just unanimously net return on investment, getting out there into the community, advertising, presence, everything. I just think it's super cool. So I just want to commend you on that. But also the Library on Wheels, number one, are we unique in the Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo area that does that? And number two, how long have we been doing that?
So it's unique in it's kind of modeled off a bookmobile, which there are some of those in the area, but we kind of have a unique version of it where kids aren't coming on the bus, people aren't coming on the bus, it's not strictly just books. We're bringing out more engagement activities than some more traditional bookmobiles do. So we have games and activities for families and kids to play together. We also sometimes bring out crafts or literacy activities. So it's similar to a few things, but kind of unique in that aspect of what we do with it.
Cool.
And then Library on Wheels transitioned from the Little Red Reading Bus, which we officially got in 2020? 21, yes, 21. That was a community-driven project that we were kind of a part of a little bit by a lot of West Fargo teachers and community members that started a few years before that, and we sort of took that over in 2021.
Cool.
Yeah, and sort of transitioned it a bit.
This is great. It's, yeah, just great.
Thank you.
Are there other questions for Lauren?
All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. All right, next on our agenda is our director's report.
It's hard to follow the summer report.
It's always, I always look forward to that presentation every year.
Yep. Definitely an annual highlight. Ooh, we look suspicious.
Oh dear.
I've never had that one before. Let's continue anyway. Finances, so expenditures through August, month to date, we were about 60% expended, so we are looking great for the year. We have a little over $1 million left in our appropriation. An update on our adult services manager position. When this was published, we were in the middle of interviews for that position. We've just now wrapped up interviews. We had a phenomenal candidate pool, so look forward to another announcement about that hopefully very soon. This is also very exciting. So I hope you all have library cards. I'm sure you do. You may have noticed that you've been getting some text messages if you have your cell phone number in our system. We have a new SMS system that is sending our users updates about their account, their holds, if they have items that are up for renewal. We're very excited. I think this is going to add a whole new layer of communication with our library patrons and a new level of interaction and service that we can provide. So, yeah, very excited. Also, another big thing that's happening right now, recently, the board approved our strategic plan. So where we are at in this process is rolling that out to our staff. We've been having brainstorming workshops with the staff, going through that strategic plan and taking a look at those areas of focus and what that could look like as we carry this plan out. So we've been gathering all of the ideas and data that our staff have and compiling that. So the next step is, as a management team, we're going to sit down and take a look at all of that. And a survey has gone out as well, because as soon as you leave a meeting, I always have another brilliant idea that I didn't get to discuss in the meeting. So anyway, we're compiling all of that, and a request that this board had made was we want to see some additional measurable tangibles. So we will be setting those measurable tangible goals as well, and then bringing that back. Board, I will also be sending that same survey to you as well following this meeting, so that you're getting the same questions that we've been discussing with all of our staff members, so you have that input as well on those areas of focus, so we can gather your ideas too. And what I've been telling our staff members is that as we look at these areas of focus and how we're going to carry these out, maybe your specific idea is not something that we're really going to focus on this first year. Maybe that's next year or the following year, but we're not going to lose that data. And we will be revisiting these things too. And who knows, maybe there's another plague that rolls through or something. The idea behind this strategic plan and being very values-based and having these areas of focus is that it ends up being more flexible as things change, and so we can meet the needs of our community in a more flexible way. So watch for that survey in your email, coming soon. Yes.
Quick question, Jenna. So will this strategic planning roundtable stuff, will this coincide with the budget every year, are we thinking, or is this going to kind of be a one-time thing, maybe be revisited next year? Just because this is like my third board meeting, I'm just trying to jump on and understand how that works. Or is this something you've done all along?
This is a little bit new.
I think this part is new, but I think we've tried to have strategic plans in the past, at least in my few years on the board. And we did talk, I don't remember when, but with measurable goals, and I think that will be important to measure then for the future of we've achieved this, and then what does it look like in the future? Generally, strategic plans, at least from a school level, are generally 5 to 7 years. You have a strategic plan, and you're really working towards those things in 5 to 7 years. So,
Cool. Great.
Yep. So, yes, the plan is, at least at the moment, probably in the fall is where we'll be having these conversations again, and then setting those goals in the beginning of the year is when that'll be
Great.
discussed again.
Thank you.
Yeah. We've been talking, setting a specific focus on our satellite library and taking a look at those statistics. So in August, the physical circulation here at the satellite was 779 items. We had 453 people through the doors and made 10 library cards. And here's a comparison to our main library. Physical circulation was over 14,000, just under 6,000 people through the doors, and we made 266 library cards. So far this year, we've made 2,186 new library cards, which is higher than the last few years. We haven't done this year's batch of student cards. We never know exactly when the school is going to release that information to us. Our board president and I had a meeting with the school, and that's one of the things that we discussed is we probably should come to an understanding of when that data will be released. It is kind of a communication issue with our families. They think that when they register in the fall with their students, that we get that information right away, and then they come into our libraries and come up to the desk and expect to be able to use those student cards, and we don't have that data yet. So we need a better communication plan for those families. Our circulation numbers continue to trend upward compared to previous years. One thing that I've noticed as I look at really almost all of our statistics this year is it seems like we're not having as drastic highs and lows across all of our numbers. They seem to be a lot more stable. Still kind of following a lot of the same patterns, but not moving quite as drastically. So I think that's really interesting. And you'll see that here in particular, I think, on the door count, other than the beginning of the year when we fixed that, when the door count was broken. but it's really stabilized. Foot traffic was down a little bit in August compared to last year. We did have a lower attendance at our end of summer party. And actually, if you were to take the number that we were down in attendance from our end of summer party and add it onto here, we would be right in line. There was a number of community events happening that night and at that same time, and we plan so far in advance that we don't always know that those things are happening, so that might account for that situation there. Our meeting room reservations also continue to trend upward. This has been really steady this year. They've been gaining popularity at the satellite here. We weren't sure what was going to happen in this new space. The rooms are a little smaller, but we also see like the smaller study size rooms being popular at Maine. What was going to happen here? We recently changed the process for getting a study room at our satellite to make them more accessible for walk-in users so that folks don't have to fill out as much paperwork. We just wanted to remove a barrier for walk-in users, and that's been popular. Off-site book drop usage continues to fluctuate. We're just continuing to monitor those trends, and we'll continue to consider additional book drop locations, and we'll just see what happens. Our Library on Wheels route ended on July 30th, but our staff still stopped at Eastwood Elementary, Pride in the Park, Be My Neighbor, a Fargo Moorhead Red Hawks game, and some back-to-school nights, as you heard Lauren talk about earlier. We had nearly 400 attendees at in-library youth programs in August. Our LEGO events continue to be really popular for kids and families. Our next one is a LEGO party from 2 to 4 p.m. following the Westfest Parade on Saturday, September 20th. Story times returned on September 3rd, and we are back to 3 sessions per week now. Saturday, STEM and Teen D&D games return in October. We also have a handful of other events planned for Teentober. And new this fall, Next Chapter, Book Explorers, a story time for kids in K through 3rd grade. So that's a new program that we're going to give a try on the second Saturday of each month. In adult programming, we're finding that those routine scheduled events that you can count on really are the ones that we're seeing the greatest attendance on, like our movie screenings, book clubs, and writing circle. Some other August programs included melted crayon art, macrame plant hangers, Cups and Connections, which was a speed friending event. Intro to Libby had 5 attendees, and we usually only get 1 or 2 people for our technology classes, so that was really good. One of the things that we've been talking about in adult programming is the technology classes that people are really interested in and that we get the highest attendance on are the library-specific technology programs, like Libby. People want to learn how to use our library-specific things. And then the other technology needs that they have, things like our tech tutoring program really is the better fit for, because they want that one-on-one specialized support to solve the technology learning need that they have. We recently started our 5-genre reading challenge. This is a tremendously popular adult reading challenge that we have in the fall. So you are encouraged to read 5 different genres. This might be outside of your normal wheelhouse, outside of your normal reading. And then you get like the little spine label stickers to put on your bookmark. And then once you complete the challenge, you are entered into a grand prize drawing. At the time this was published, we had 41 readers participating. Last year, we had 65. I think it's like way more people participating right now. Are we up to like 80 or something? Anyway, there's a lot more. It's popular.
More than that, though. Okay.
Yeah. One Book, One Community is happening right now too. It's, the book selected this year is in celebration of the bicentennial of the Norwegian immigration to North America. So this is a Norwegian author, Lars Midting, and he will be speaking at Concordia on September 29th. All of our book clubs are also reading the book, I believe, or most of them are anyway. And so would encourage you to pick up and read this book as well and attend this event. Super popular, lots of events happening at our library and other libraries around the area. Our friends of the library are currently doing their donation drive for their big fall book sale. And it's not just books. They do lots of other things as well. Games, movies, a variety of media are really popular in this sale. I say I like to do my Christmas shopping at this sale. Lots of times there are really wonderful, sometimes even brand new items that people donate to this sale. You can get great deals. Also donate your stuff too. And so we're accepting donations through the end of the month, September 30th. And then that sale will be on Saturday, October 11th. And with that, oh, wait, I do have one more, very important thing. This happened after the packet was submitted. We have a date for our carpet project to commence at the library finally. October 2nd is when the contractors will be starting to replace the carpet at the library. We are planning to be open as much as possible, but if because of smells, accessibility, if it's dangerous for whatever reason and we need to be closed, we are planning to shift as many hours as possible to the satellite so we can be open and have as much access as possible. But for now, planning to be open. And yes, that project will start October 2nd.
How long will it take, do they believe?
The contractors are thinking a week. It depends on how easily the carpet comes up, how quickly we can move the shelves out of the way. But really, they're saying it's how quickly they can get the carpet up and what the adhesive is like underneath. So a week to 2 weeks.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you for your director's report. Any other questions for Jenna?
Do you have any idea how much of the use of the satellite library is kind of in-building use versus the community? Did I miss that from some other report?
You're wondering like how many patrons are like
Okay.
city staff versus people coming in from outside? I would say when I'm working here, there's maybe 1 or 2 city staff members that come in, and it's mostly community members.
So we need to encourage the city staff more then. Okay, just wondering.
I didn't know what your angle was.
Yeah. I do know that the city staff do really appreciate having it
Yeah.
here. We get lots of good comments about it. Yeah.
Okay. Any other, thank you, Tony. Any other questions?
As far as the carpet restoration goes, is the contractor worried at all about foot traffic coming in and out?
Our plan is to do it in sections at a time.
Yep.
And so, we won't have public computers
Okay.
during this time. That's something that we will be working on, releasing that information. Unfortunately, our public computers are right in the middle of the library, so we're going to have to take those out so we have somewhere to move things into. We'll put them back up as soon as possible. But, yeah, we're going to start at one end and work towards the other end. And we'll maintain walkways and stuff as much as possible. Our plan is to do the stairways and elevator areas on a weekend when we're closed, so that we don't have any accessibility issues with entrances, bathrooms, and things like that. And it's a little bit play it by ear, depending on how the carpet comes up.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you, Jenna. We have come to the end of our agenda for today, so we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is closed. Thank you.